Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecast. So if you've been drawn to this reading, these are the decks that I am going to pull from, and for some reason I was just guided to pull from my purple decks. And what we're going to be focusing on here are heart connections, regardless of where you and your person are at on the journey. Whether you are in separation or you guys are together but going through some challenges, we'll go ahead and take a look and see what that energy looks like in this reading. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. Leo, welcome. Let's go ahead and grab some insight for you. Focusing on heart connections. What does that energy look like? What does that vibe look like for you? General advice as always, so please keep that in mind throughout your reading. Take the parts of it that make sense and release the parts that don't. Angels and spirit guides, please focusing on Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. You could also be cross-watching for a Leo. What is the opening message? What needs to come forward for heart connections? Breakfast in bed, the best way to spend the day after a passionate night of lovemaking. So we've got some passion coming through here, Leo. Having breakfast in bed could be a particular memory or something that you both enjoyed. Okay, blueberries, blackberries, pancakes, that could be significant. Maybe somebody loves breakfast, they can't start the day without it, you know, or needs a cup of coffee to just get the day started. Maybe you guys love to meet up for breakfast. Let's see what else. Whoa, look at that, loneliness. I've seen these clouds before, but I don't ever recall them looking so sad. It must feel this emptiness in my heart and the storm falling down from my eyes. It kind of reminds me, you know, at one point in time, you guys were good. Everything was fine, and something clearly happened here to more than likely break you guys up. Let me grab one more. For Leo, guidance. Sometimes the path is unclear, and sometimes it shines so bright that you can no longer ignore it, intuitively knowing that's the way you're meant to go. So this person, especially if you guys are in separation, Leo, maybe they are being guided back to you somehow. They've taken some wrong turns, perhaps, you know, maybe they've lost their sense of direction, but I feel that's like a guiding light. It's leading them back to you, perhaps. Okay, let's see. What else here? We have the Bachelorette. Single woman, unattached, uncommitted. Ooh, okay. Let's grab one more. What is up with this? This is so interesting. Now we've got nonchalant coming through here. Cool, calm, collected. Acts indifferent or uninterested, but cares very deeply. So I'm kind of getting this for some of you. Part of the reason why it either didn't work out or why you guys are not together might have something to do perhaps with a divine masculine here who just wasn't very expressive. You know, they just were keeping it cool, maybe keeping it casual, not really wanting to get too serious. It could have certainly started off with a physical connection, you know, the whole reference to breakfast in bed, waking up next to each other in each other's arms, you know, the passionate night of lovemaking, all of that. But then when it came time to either settling down or committing fully, then that could have been where the issue is. That could have resulted in a separation. And that could also explain perhaps why Divine Feminine, if you relate to this, why you might be single at this point in time, because you were dealing with somebody that had commitment issues. So why were they holding back? That could be because they had cold feet or they just weren't ready to settle down maybe. All right, what do we need to know? Focusing on Leo. Heart connections here. We've got the Hangman. Some of you could be thinking of Pisces here. This is about detaching. This is about letting go, kind of taking a step back, giving yourself room to just breathe and take a look at the situation from a distance here. The next card is the Nine of Pentacles. So this kind of makes sense. It's like detaching, letting go of the situation, going in a different direction, and just kind of exploring life on your own. You know, this is a very solo, independent energy. What else for Leo? Could have been the feminine that detached, especially if you were dealing with a masculine who didn't appear to be interested, but they really were. Look at this, how interesting. So we really do have Pisces coming through pretty strongly. That could be significant for some of you guys. Yeah, they were being deceptive somehow, or they were just keeping things from you. Certainly not being very expressive, you know, cool, calm, collected, acting very indifferent, and, you know, as if they didn't care. But the thing is, they did. That's probably why it came to an end, and now we've got the Death card coming through here. So yeah, I mean, they just didn't put in enough effort, I feel, which is what resulted in the two of you breaking up more than likely. But here's the thing, with the Death card comes change and a transition, a transformation. You know, it's not going to stay the way it was. Something needed to shift and change. And if this is meant to come back, if this is meant to go through that transition so that you guys can find your way back to each other, I feel it falls on whoever is coming through as this nonchalant person to kind of step it up a little bit more. All right, what else? Got the Seven of Wands here. Challenge, competition, perseverance. I feel that for those of you in separation, especially, Leo, and if you happen to be divine feminine, there might have been other people in the mix. I don't know if this came through as a third party, but it could also be, you know, if somebody was just taking their sweet old time trying to decide whether they wanted this or not. You know, I kind of feel one of you decided, you know what, I'm moving on. And by the time they reach out, it could be a masculine finally coming to their senses, reaching out, even though you're coming through as a single person, divine feminine. That doesn't mean that you're just sitting at home letting life pass you by. You know, this is telling me that you're sociable, you're out there, you know, you're not exactly in hermit mode. Let's see. So I kind of feel for the masculines, if they continue to play it nonchalantly, that they're going to miss out. They're going to miss out on a relationship with you, divine feminine. But that's not your fault. Look at that. And here we are with the Leo card. So depending on who is the Leo here, whether divine feminine or masculine, I feel if it relates to you and if you just weren't very expressive towards your person, then perhaps it's telling you to just be able to rise above your fears and to, you know, face the music, so to speak. It's like feel the fear, but do it anyway. Somebody needs to take action here, because look, we've got the Two of Swords right next to that. So if nobody takes any sort of action here, then this is where things are going to remain, you know, just stuck, stagnant. It's not going anywhere. The Magician. So it may actually get to a point where they realize, okay, if I want to fix things, if I want to get back together with my person, then I need to do something. You know, I need to take action, because what they're focused on is wanting to manifest something in the 3D here between the two of you. They're lonely. We see that here. They want to be with you. They think about you. Can't help but feel that it could be a masculine, because they missed out on the connection with the feminine at one point in time, but now they're really wanting to rekindle this partnership. That's what I'm feeling there. All right, guys, so that's what I've got. If you're interested in your own reading, that info is down below in the description box. And if you'd like any of these decks here, I'll include that down below as well. Thank you so much, Leo. I'll see you next time. Take care.